Republican Senator Ron Johnson tried and failed to run away from a reporter who was asking him about background checks. Take a look.
Johnson, in the wake of this shooting, why not expand background checks, including on firearms, on all gun sales? Why not expand background checks? Senator?
Oh no, oh no, oh shit, it's locked, he's coming at me. Next door. Oof. Safe from having to answer questions. Supreme cowardice on display right there. Try to pretend that reporter wasn't even there. Tried to duck out, like, oh God, I gotta get in the door. It's not like this is a difficult question. Background checks are pretty basic and very widely accepted. And let me give you the polling on that one. Polls consistently show that most Americans believe that current gun laws are not restrictive enough, and that very basic ideas like background checks enjoyed broad support on both sides of the aisle. Some examples: Morning Consult, taken back in March of 2021. 84% of voters supported background checks, including 77% of Republicans. That's over 3/4. Oh, look at that. Politico Morning Consult poll, it was taken last week. 59% of Americans said passing stricter gun control laws was either somewhat or very important. A majority want Congress to do something. The Gallup poll from March of 2018. 92% favor background checks for all gun sales. Quinnipiac. In 2019, support for universal background checks has ranged from 88 to 97% in every Quinnipiac University poll since February of 2013, in the wake of the Sandy Hook massacre. Oh, weird. Yeah, it seems like it's pretty popular. And look, personally, I've spoken with some pretty pro-gun people, okay, who agree that, turns out background checks do make some sense. Now, of course, you'll still get your gun, unless, of course, you have some big red flags on your record, okay? Now, before somebody comes in and says, but background checks wouldn't have stopped this shooting. Yes, that's correct. I deal with the world of facts here. No, background checks will not stop all mass shooters from getting their hands on weapons. Again, you have a lot of mass shooters that have very clean records, Ramos included, right? No arrests, no crime, no criminal record, nothing like that. However, that still doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. Might have stopped a few, and that few would have saved some lives. And it's not like, again, it's something that we can't do real quickly. In fact, we already have 2 bills that have already passed the House. One that would have expanded background checks, and another one that would have lengthened the waiting time for a background check. But of course, like anything else, it is stalled in the Senate because of Republicans. And of course, I have to add in corporate Democrats who refuse to eliminate the filibuster. And so, why then, why are Republicans like Ron Johnson running away from doing simple things that might actually help? Well, you know the answer. It's the money, Lebowski. According to the Brady campaign, Johnson has received $1,269,486 from the National Rifle Association. One of the biggest, I should say, people that have received the most money from the NRA is actually Mitt Romney. So he received about $13 million. Most Republicans have received a pretty big, amount of support in the form of campaign contributions from the gun lobby. They're all corrupt. That's why they're all corrupt. It's no wonder they run, of course, when they get questioned or get super defensive. Like, for example, Greg Abbott, when Beto O'Rourke called him out to his face. I rarely give credit to O'Rourke. But in that case, credit where credit is due. You know why? Because it's less about what Beto had did. And it's more about the reaction, because their reaction tells you everything you want to know. Everything you want to know or need to know. With Republicans, it's feelings over facts, because their positions are indefensible and they know it. And they get so mad about it. And it's because they know that we're right. We do need gun regulation. And the only reason that we don't have it is because of corrupt politicians. Corrupt politicians, the gun lobby, and of course you have a very small but super vocal group of gun fetishists. Now, out of the millions of people that own and use guns responsibly, and they practice safety and agree with sensible gun regulation, as the majority of NRA members do, by the way, they support common sense gun control. Out of those millions of people, there is a tiny fringe of insane fetishists that are controlling the conversation on gun policy and are okay with our already born children being murdered at school.